from Monday Night Raw having a number of very intriguing and interesting story progressions, debuts, returns. I want to just go ahead and talk about some of the stuff that happened on Raw. Also, side note, I am recording this after NXT. Justice for Joe Hendry.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Also, side note, hey, you like wrestling content? Feel free to like, comment, subscribe because your boy has that, and there's some people in the socials on the Twitch because we have a wrestling community series, which you can join if you pop up and stream long enough. And yeah, also check the other socials as well because I got some wrestling variety over there. And let's get into it. From Drew McIntyre ultimately quitting WWE, and the whole fact that this TNA partnership is developing more and more and more. Again, I'm recording this after NXT, where we had one of the hottest acts in the entire company of TNA showing up in the form of Joe Hendry. The fact that there's an actual reality where we could have Drew McIntyre to show up, and you could even go as far as to go back and call him Drew Galloway, and this man potentially even becoming the the TNA champion, causing more people to talk about this whole Drew McIntyre situation, and more eyes to TNA as well. You can have Drew pop up in all these other companies and promotions that WWE is doing collaborations with, which, my God, again, I have to say, thank God we got rid of Vince. Nevertheless, this storyline has so much potential in the fact that CM Punk could appear alongside Drew McIntyre wherever he goes. My God. I was at first kind of disappointed with the fact that Chad Gable has been effectively removed from the Intercontinental Championship scene, which is kind of understandable, but it did feel like we were potentially witnessing the end of his push. That being said, all I want to say is I'm sorry, Jey Uso, and I'm sorry, Ludwig Kaiser. All I want is Mr. Money in the Bank, Chad Gable. Gable in the bank. In the bank. I need Gable in the bank. Also, the fact that this storyline has the potential of, well, doing what WWE should have done back when Otis himself was Mr. Money in the Bank in 2020, making him seem like a genuine, serious threat and a notable character and a very, very potentially over a babyface as well. Seth Rollins having his return after being gone for what, a few months, when this man was originally seemingly going to be out for half a year, and on top of it, going into a feud with Damian Priest, which I will admit, well, I personally want Damian Priest to drop that title come SummerSlam. It still is really, really nice detail that they've put some importance to their previous matches, with Damian Priest saying, hey, last time we fought, I was not better than you. You were better than me. I was not the superior man back then, but I've learned, I've grown. I am El Campeon. And the next time we face off against each other at Money in the Bank, I'm going to go ahead and prove that this is, I'll be real, I forgot what the hell you said. Hey, it's no longer Monday Night Rollins. It's insert whatever Damian Priest said. I don't remember. Nevertheless, this is going to be a very enjoyable match, and the continuation of Damian Priest becoming a babyface and having his title reign grow in importance, and none other than the Wyatt Six, which I've gone over in yesterday's video, how these guys, the sheer amount of hidden references that this faction has within their debut alone. And I will say this as well, people have noted that, hey, if it was in fact, and this is a bit of a fan theory, so take this with a grain of salt, but if it was indeed Gunther that got attacked, it was Chad Gable that got attacked, and I don't recall the other names involved, but it was all people that have recently or at one point or another turned on someone that they called family at one point. That would be a very intriguing motive for the Wyatt Six, is going after anybody that is willing to discard their family for one reason or another. Which would also make sense as to why they would target Chad Gable. That being said, please don't have these guys feud with Chad Gable. I want him to be Mr. Money in the Bank and then eventually world champion. Thank you. Thank you. But nevertheless, people have also begun mentioning the potential of them going after Solo Sikoa's iteration of the Bloodline. I am very, very intrigued to see what happens. Who knows, they may even pop up on SmackDown as this really deadly dangerous force, the likes we have not seen before. Not even in comparison to that of the Nexus. Because the Nexus would go as far as just beat you down, tear up the ring. These guys straight up murking people left and right, catching bodies. So these guys may be the real biggest menaces in the WWE in the history of the company. I don't know. All I can say is, and I said this a number of times yesterday, I am hyped. There's also the whole storyline involving Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan with Rhea Ripley, which I've said a few times I want to have a ladder match. And the whole build up to the Money in the Bank ladder match, the Fatal 4 that we are going to potentially have with Ludwig Kaiser, Braun Breaker, Sheamus, and Sami Zayn. I wouldn't mind if we could have Sheamus snag that title at Money in the Bank and then drop it to Braun Breaker, or Sami just goes ahead, finds the way to retain, and then loses the title to Breaker at some time. I don't know. There's a lot of different ways you can go on about this. But yeah, we're at a very interesting time with WWE. And while I'm also include a tiny little, while the whole situation involving a bit meh, at the very least there is great the prestigious Joe Hendry is going to hold some more TV time over in WWE, pop up more often. And I am very, very much so down for it. I don't know. Y'all let me know your thoughts down below. And yeah, see ya.